The Vanoss crew drama between Ohmwrecker and Delirious and their special little court case. Let's get right into it. So I have a couple disclaimers before I start the video. I know it's disclaimers, but it's probably just smart if I put this in the beginning to avoid criticisms or questions or any of that sort of thing. Number one, I am neutral in this and so are you. Don't be upset if your favorite YouTuber gets dogged on in this video because more than likely they deserve it and you should be neutral anyways. Both of these content creators of Ohmwrecker and Delirious have both screwed up many times. Both of them have acted like man-childs on the internet. So they're subject to be dogged on because of that. If you don't know the definition of being dogged on, this is your definition. Moving on to disclaimer number 2. I'm not going to be reading all of these documents, every single word and all the text. This is not a full-on review of the documents, it's just an update of the court case and what is going on. If you want to see me talk about these documents in full, I can do it during a live stream anytime for you guys. But overall, this is just a summary of what the document is trying to tell you or trying to list off as a summary, so I will be focusing on the beginning and ends of these documents and some details in between, but not all the details are required for you to get a sense on what is going on. So that is what I'm going to be reading today for you guys. And disclaimer number 3 is don't be stupid. If you want to sit here and insult or harass or go after Ohm or Delirious, which I don't recommend doing, do it somewhere else than on my own channel where it's completely out of my control. When you do it in my comment sections, it's just sad that you could be sitting here having actual dialogue, and some of you guys do. You guys have full-on paragraphs of actual dialogue, but then you include, I hope this person gets hit by a bus afterwards. Don't include the insult, okay? Just have actual dialogue maybe, theories, thoughts, all of this. But the moment you go to start insulting people, wishing death upon people, and straight up doxing some people in my own comment sections, that's where I kind of have to step in and be like, okay, this isn't okay. So just don't be stupid. If you want to comment. I don't have a problem. And okay, I think I include all disclaimers. Let's get into it. Back on June 11th of 2023, there was a document that was submitted for reconsideration. This was submitted by Delirious and his attorneys, and they're pretty much saying, hey, can you please reconsider everything Ohm and his attorneys have put out? Not every little thing, but they feel like they didn't have a chance to respond or challenge the point, so they're going to do it in terms of reconsideration. This is pretty smart. You do want the judge to reconsider pretty much everything that your opponent in court is putting forth, because any chance you can get to dismiss the evidence or the points that the other person is bringing up is better for you, because the less time you have to spend on those points, the more you can spend on defending yourself or pushing something forward if you're the plaintiff in the case. And by the way, the plaintiff is Ohmwrecker, the defendant is Delirious, just in case you did not know. But anyways, Mr. Smith, aka Delirious, and his attorney sat here and said, hey, can you please reconsider everything? And they list a lot of stuff here. Some of the interesting points in here is that they do list YouTube videos and the Kiwi Farms thing, which I want to point that out because one of my YouTube videos are recommended in here. It was when Ohmwrecker was going after Terrorizer. They were having their beef online. It's listed my video, which is interesting to say the least. And I've seen some of these other videos just because Ohmwrecker's had drama in the past with other content creators and maybe have gotten some slack from fan communities and other people online. I guess their point is trying to make like Delirious and his attorneys is like, see, look it, Ohmwrecker's had beef with people before. He's had all of this. Delirious wasn't involved in this, so all the hate going after Ohm isn't from Delirious. When that's not the main point that Ohm and his attorneys are trying to come up with in all of this. Ohmwrecker and his attorneys are trying to bring up, like, yes, okay, Ohmwrecker has some flack, but, like, where is a lot of this coming from? And they're trying to argue that Delirious had a lot of this redirected fans of Delirious towards Ohm and have hate pushed his way. Delirious had a hand to play in him getting all this hate, the doxing, the fake accounts, the alt accounts being sent towards Ohm and his community, and directly affecting him financially, mentally, and emotionally. I can kind of see what Delirious and his attorneys are trying to do, but again, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. Like, this whole point of my YouTube channel being like listed in here in my YouTube video, it just states that Ohmwrecker and Terrorizer had a beef in the past. If you are a YouTuber online and you have beef with someone and a lot of their community goes after you because they're loyal to that content creator, but then you have brand new beef with someone and they defame you or they do something to you to get you to sue them, just because you've had beef with other YouTubers in the past doesn't mean anything Delirious has done or Delirious has participated in goes away because, oh, all these fans that are mad at him, they have other reasons to be mad at him as well. And it involves Terrorizer and this and that and blah, 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 blah. Which doesn't make much sense to me, and I don't know why this is included. He does list other videos. I think it's from like J. Dillon, yeah, other videos about Ohm and the other beef Ohm has been in, not just included with Delirious, as if that's a solid point to bring up, which I don't see that. And neither does the court, because the court ends up denying this whole reconsideration thing. Delirious and his attorneys do bring up the kiwi farms in the reconsideration document, which wasn't that bad, I guess, but their main point is that the kiwi farms thread about Ohmwrecker has always been there and Delirious has never participated in it. But Delirious has redirected people to that. Like, Delirious has posted that Kiwi Farms link, not only on his accounts, but on alt accounts as well. Delirious also had alt accounts to, like, dox, like, Ohmwrecker's face and everything, and put real pictures of him and all this other stuff. It is to believe that Delirious sat here and put out public address of, like, Ohmwrecker's house and information about his girlfriend and a bunch of other private information about Ohm that I'm not going to get into here, but the court does deny this and pretty much says everything that I said. I will read a little snippet here saying, "It does not matter that others in Lord's and Smith's online community could have found out Lord and Ohmwrecker's identity and address on their own or through other social media posts. By directing fans and followers to Lord's Illinois address is connection with the alleged defamation campaign against Ohmwrecker. Smith intended his conduct to have effects in Illinois. He thus created significant minimum contacts with the form state for this court to exercise personal jurisdiction over him. The court's ruling showed no manifest error of law or fact at this stage in the proceedings," which completely goes against what Delirious and his attorneys put out. Stated right here in the original reconsideration document that Delirious and his attorneys put out so long ago, saying, "Defendant respectfully submits that the court's order contains several manifest errors of apprehension based on blatant mischaracterizations of evidence presented for the first time in plaintiff Ryan Lord's reply," which was a reply before. So again, what does this all mean? It pretty much means that Delirious and his attorney sat here and tried to present, hey, a lot of what Ohmwrecker and his attorneys have put out is mischaracterizations and misrepresented what is actually going on. They're pretty much saying Delirious didn't make Kiwi Farms, so he's not at fault. Delirious didn't make the Kiwi Farms thread, so he's not at fault. But Delirious did sit here and redirect people of his community and others' community to those Kiwi Farms threads that showed a lot of doxing and personal information about Ryan, about Ohm. Delirious and his attorneys are also arguing, well, look, I didn't have beef with him that long. He had beef with Terrorizer and these other people and Bryce Games and all this other stuff. Yeah, Delirious might not have been in all of Ohm's drama in the past and all the other reasons why people online might not like him. But a large chunk of why people don't like Ohm is because of a lot of what Delirious said online. Ohmwrecker and his attorneys believe a lot of these are lies and they are meant to hurt him. And they can go after Delirious for defamation for that. And it seems like it's working. It looks like the court is siding with Ohm in this. Now, I know a lot of people are going to bring this up that, oh, this is happening in Illinois. It's under that jurisdiction. They're going to side with Ohm because Ohm is from Illinois and all that, and Delirious is from North Carolina. But this is just what ended up happening. Delirious tried reconsideration of the jurisdiction. He did try to change that up. It just didn't work. He didn't have any reason to change it up. A lot of these attacks were going after Ohm, which Ohm resided in Illinois, and that's just usually what ends up happening when you go to court. It's going to reside in the state that the plaintiff is in. Sometimes there is reasons to change jurisdiction, but I made a whole other video talking about that, and you can go back and look at my other videos and updates about that. I think so far in this, it does look like Delirious is trying his best to have the judge in the court reconsider a lot of this stuff, but they are not. They are going through, and everything Ohm and his attorneys have been putting out has been moving them on to the next stage, and soon enough, we will end up seeing a lot more information. We will be seeing a lot more if, for example, if Delirious had alt accounts, which the last video I made confirmed that yes, Delirious did indeed have a lot more alt accounts than we already thought. A lot of this was shown because of what Delirious and his attorneys are willing to admit, but we will find out more. The truth will end up prevailing, and so far it doesn't look like Delirious is doing too well. As of right now, who do I think is going to end up winning this court case? I've said this for a little while now. I do think Ohm is going to win, simply because I think that Delirious has done this for a long time. He has always sat here and reacted really prematurely. Now again, people do that online, especially content creators. When they're in the heat of the moment, they do act prematurely. Sometimes they just act without giving too much thought. It does happen. But a lot of what Delirious did, like making the alt accounts and going on and blasting stuff in my live feed of my live streams, or going to Twitter just to post anything that you want. A lot of this is coming back to bite him in the butt, and it's going to be these very specific moments where we see Delirious sitting here shouting out random stuff where it just seems like they're trying to hurt each other. Now, has Ohmwrecker ever participated in this? I can argue yes, he has. I've seen it myself in my own live feed where he is just blatantly yelling stuff out. But I think Ohmwrecker has been a little bit more careful and a little bit more cautious not to get himself in too much legal trouble with what he is doing. Could Delirious and his journeys try to argue that back? I'm sure they will, and I'm sure they already have. Whether or not we will see stuff and be able to read stuff off clearly, we're going to have to wait and see. As of right now, that's the video I have to present to you. Sorry if this video seems way too long, but there is a lot to talk about in all of this. Hopefully this video was helpful to you guys, and I want to thank you guys for watching this video. But for these reasons, the court does deny Smith's motion of reconsideration. There ain't going to be no reconsideration, and that is currently where we're at. We have talked about this court case a lot, so if you want to see more videos, I have made a playlist for you guys to watch all the Ohmwrecker and Delirious court case updates and everything that I've looked through, so you guys can go check out that playlist down below in the description or in a pinned comment that I'll leave in this video. Go check that out and let me know what you guys think is going to come out of this. Do you think Delirious is going to be exposed for a lot more allegations that Ohmwrecker thrown at him? Do you think that maybe we've seen the worst from Delirious already, and there's only going to be good things, and we're going to hear a lot of the other allegations are false? Do you think that Delirious maybe just opened up his mouth too much online, and now he's just going to have to pay the price for it? Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below, and thank you guys for watching the video. I'll see you guys all next time. Bye.